Hill and Joe Shasky. Presented by Timeless Coffee. This is the Morning Roast on 95.7 The Game.
109.90, 4:50 remaining in this one. Curry doubled. Stops and pops. It's a three, and it's money in the bank. Cold, hard cash for Stephen Curry.
Man, when Jordan Poole's playing the way he's going, him, Clay, Steph, you can have 2 or 3 of those guys on the court at all times.
You're not lying, Tom Tobin, and oh, baby. What a start to the Western Conference playoffs for the Golden State Warriors. And what a weekend here in the Bay Area when it comes to the sports teams. Warriors win game 1 against the Nuggets, 123-107. Steph, a little rusty there. Jordan Poole, the man of the hour. We're going to dive right into that. Giants sweeping the Guardians. And Shasky, I have a bold take about the Giants. A bold take coming up a little bit later. Bold take.
So you're just going to
just let it linger.
Let it dangle?
Yeah, that's what I do with you, man. To make you wait, because I know you get the anxiety and you want to know right now. So a bold take about the Giants coming up a little later. A's battle in Toronto. And, man, what a weekend of sports. NBA playoffs in full tilt there. You saw the Celtics and the Nets yesterday. But good morning to everybody out there getting off their graveyard shifts and getting ready for work. Everybody on the Xfinity Mobile text line, YouTube and Twitch. Do not forget to subscribe to YouTube and Twitch. We'll have some good stuff, fun stuff coming up here for everybody on 95.7 The Game, including the Roasters here. But good morning, Lupman. Good morning, Langford. And good morning to you, Joe Shasky. How was it?
I mean, this is a great weekend. I think Saturday was just spectacular, especially after kind of a sluggish start. Felt like the crowd was trying to, get into it, and it just wasn't hitting right. And Steph Curry looked a little off. And you know what? Everything kind of worked itself out. We've been talking so much about who should start and who should finish and who should do what. And so I want to say this, but I want to preface it by saying I don't want to do the consequence. What does it mean for this guy? And what does it mean? Right. Just independent. Can we all just appreciate, gosh darn it, Jordan Poole is freaking awesome. The regular season, you can really solidify yourself.
Right.
But when you want to be a real, true, bona fide star, you have to forge yourself in the playoffs.
Yep.
Yeah, Giannis, back-to-back MVPs.
Right.
Everybody knows. But, there was a dilution of do it in the playoffs. You got to win a championship. Now, Jordan Poole is 15 rungs below where Giannis is currently.
Yep.
But there was a lot of people, and whether you're Warrior fans or not Warrior fans, hey, we'll see what it looks like in the playoffs. As far as I'm concerned, when I think of, first ever playoff performances for a guy, that's as good of a Bay Area first-time playoff performance that I can think of. I know Tim Lincecum comes to mind. The first game.
1-0. 1-0 against the Braves. Complete game shutout.
Exactly.
14 strikeouts?
Yeah, 14 strikeouts. He was unbelievable.
Yep.
It kind of set the tone for the playoffs.
Yep.
I was thinking about Nick Bosa against Minnesota.
Yeah,
where he
dynamic.
got knocked out and winded, but he was just awesome in that game.
Right.
Awesome. But I don't know if I necessarily remember that game because of Bosa.
Right.
But I was just thinking of performances, and I'd love to hear from people. I went back and looked. Do you remember what Steph scored the first ever game against the Nuggets? Game 1, 2012-2013 playoffs.
It wasn't as much as Jordan Poole. It wasn't as much as Jordan Poole.
19
let me tell you, at 22 years old, Jordan Poole becomes the youngest Warrior player to score at least 30 points in their first career playoff game.
Wow.
The previous was Wilt Chamberlain when he scored 35 at 23 years old.
Wow.
Alongside Mitch Richmond, who scored 30 points when he was 23 years old.
Wow.
Those are the only players to score 30 points in their first career postseason appearance for the Golden State Warriors.
Look at us.
Money time! Money time!
Now, let me tell you, we did not prepare this, but the fact that you had the data to back it up, because I was just thinking about it.
I got more data for you. You want data?
Yeah, I would love it.
Let's get all the data out here. Jordan Poole made 5 threes. It's the most three-pointers ever made by a Warriors player in their first playoff game. Steph Curry, 420, 2013, that first game against the Nuggets.
Yeah.
He had hit 4, and then Spreewell at Phoenix back in 94.
Oh, my God.
He had hit 4. Poole's 30 points, of course, tied Mitch Richmond for the second most by a Warrior in their career playoff debut. I mean, it was spectacular.
Take that for
data.
And we're going to talk about the Def Lineup 2.0, and I know people are coming up with Frisco 5.
Okay.
Look, I don't know about Frisco 5 because Steph, Clay, and Dre played 10 years in Oakland.
Yeah.
I don't think that's going to sit well with them.
And he's wearing Oakland shoes, the first ever playoff
I don't
game.
know about Frisco 5. We'll call it the Def Lineup.
Yeah.
But Jordan Poole, and it feels like it comes in the second quarter. You know how you got You have the Curry flurry in the third quarter. Curry just goes ballistic there.
Yeah.
Jordan Poole at the end of halves just feels like he senses the moment to where, all right, it's time to separate. Let me put my impact on this game. Let me put my step on this game. And the fact that he just started going to the cup, started hitting threes, he scores 14 points in that pivotal second quarter. Warriors in the first half on an 18-4 run. And largely because Jordan Poole and his playmaking ability, the efficiency, Shasky, 9 of 13. 9 of 13, 5 of 7 from 3, and then 30 points. A star is born. And yes, did he get snubbed for the finalist for most improved player?
Okay.
There's no doubt.
Yeah.
There's no doubt he got snubbed, but it's all good. Gives him another chip to play for.
For sure.
All right, it's fine. They don't recognize me yet. Let me put my step on this playoff game. He was dynamic on Saturday.
And he was outstanding. And look, it's not just Jordan Poole. We all know, like, if they really want to win a championship, right, or even get to the Western Conference Finals, contributions are going to need to be made from the top to the bottom of this roster. Everyone's going to have their impact and have moments. There's no doubt about that. I'm just looking at what the young man did, and I was just surprised to see him rise to the moment the way he did. Because Steph returning, it just looked a little sluggish. They're gonna need Steph Curry. We know this. They're gonna need him. Quietly. I guess it's quiet. Clay looked great. I mean, I don't know if that's even like a thing, but to me,
Clay's
he looked great.
Clay's fine.
Yeah, and then
Wiggins.
Draymond looked great.
Oh, well, Draymond Green, I thought was the second best player on the floor.
How about when he hits the three? So I'm watching the game with my wife. It's just me and my wife. We're up at the cabin, and Dre hits the three. She goes, "Oh, here we go." And then they showed the replay of how he was going to celebrate, and he did the arms down where he yells at the crowd. That was like vintage 2015, 2016 Draymond Green, and I just got all the old feels.
Dude, I mean, Draymond Green was the second best player on the floor, if not the best player.
He was awesome.
Dude, there's a number out there.
He looks spry, too, doesn't he?
Oh, he looks healthy.
Those black jerseys are so sick.
Well, before we get on that, because you're hopping around, I mean,
I know, they just look so good.
We could do an entire segment on the city edition jerseys. I was actually thinking about them last night because I'm waiting for the shorts. Every time they release the shorts,
I got a pair.
They sell out, though. Yeah. They sell out real fast. So
you got to go to NBA.com.
Well, yeah, I'm not going to go there. I'm just waiting on a Warriors Chiefs store.
I wore them on Saturday morning to basketball.
Well, I got to get that 25% discount.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
Test card here, your boy's broke here.
They don't sell the authentic ones. They sell the ones where you can put the pockets,
I need
hands in the pocket.
I don't like those.
Well, the authentic ones tend to run a little heavier. If you ever have the Hardwood Classic Mitchell and Ness,
I know.
They tend to be a little heavier than other shorts.
I need those though.
Oh, those are the more like walking around shorts.
Yes. I need those heavy shorts. Yeah. I need the authentic. I may just go down to the locker room with maybe pull a Joe Shasky, be like, hey, can I get some shorts?
Nothing wrong with that.
Maybe.
I saw you on deck with E40. You're living large. I was proud of you.
Lakeford and Lubbock came by, man. I got to see E40 dripped up in Louis Vuitton.
Oh.
You should have seen their faces. Lubman is just like, oh my God. By the way, side note, Lubman texted me during the game. Oh, where do you usually watch the game at? I did not reply.
Oh.
We're not going to hit me with a garlic fry. What is it? Garlic fry o'clock in the third quarter. You're not going to hit me with
come by and say what's up, but I mean, if that's where it's at, that's fine. You know.
What's up from Lubman could go a long way. It could last a long time. But we're talking about Draymond Green. The Warriors' record when Draymond Green scores 10-plus points in a basketball game.
It's undeniable.
The Warriors are 225 and 53. All right, Lubman, I'm gonna put you.
That might be the greatest
work.
record. If we're talking about automatic victory, 225 and 53. That's incredible.
Lubman, do the math. How high of a winning percentage is that?
It's got to be 75%. No.
I mean,
say the numbers one more time.
225 and 53.
Warriors record when Draymond scores, because this is what we talk about all the time. We discuss this like, man, can Draymond give you 6? Can he give you 8?
Can he give me 10?
Can he give you 10? And he gave you 12 on Saturday night.
Yeah.
And I thought the decision-making on offense was spectacular.
That's an 809 winning percentage.
It's over 80% of the Warriors.
Wow.
Warriors win 80% of the time when Draymond Green scores 10-plus points over the course of his career. That is unbelievable. Unbelievable. And you think about defensively what he was doing, barking, switching, sending over help on Jokic, battling with Jokic, hitting the wide open three. I thought Draymond Green, that was peak Draymond Green.
I'm with you 100%. The Jokic, how they defended Jokic and then how they attacked Jokic, to me, was a masterclass in X's and O's. Like, at times, they sent a late double at him. At times, they sent an early double. Sometimes they played him straight up. Like, I had no idea how they were going to defend him, and I felt like they threw the kitchen sink at him in terms of variety. And then simultaneously, you could see him get frustrated, and I think what did he take, 4 or 5 threes? I don't know. I don't have the information in front of me. How many threes did he take?
0 for 4.
They all felt like YOLO threes. Like, they didn't feel like rhythmic threes where, like, because like when Jokic takes those rhythmic threes, he'll hit them. But they felt more like, I'm tired. Let me just jack this up because I'm not getting what I want. A few times he caught the ball in the paint, and he's so deep and so skilled. He does that little lean in, drop back, teardrop, little kind of like, I don't know, fade away, if you will.
25 shots to get 25 points.
I'm good with that.
The Warriors, and the assist, Jokic ended up with 6 assists, but 3 of those came late in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, when the game was in the hand.
They go in the fourth quarter, Jokic with 3 assists. That's a win because we discussed this.
Yeah.
Pick your poison. You're not going to take away everything from great players.
No.
But can you make it hard on them? And I thought the Warriors made it hard on Jokic there, and they shut the others down. Like outside of Will Barton,
they hit
nobody
early.
was a factor.
It felt like they hit early. They survived that early storm because I don't know if it was Monty Morris hit an early 3 and maybe it was JaMychal Green. Like a couple guys hit early 3s and it was like, uh-oh, is it going to be one of those nights?
Right.
And then they clamped down.
They clamped down. They clamped down on him, no doubt. They let Eric Gordon shoot. Oh my gosh, he got pucked early in that game.
I'm a big fan of him, but it's hard to defend. They're treating him like Tony Allen,
dude. And
I don't blame him.
Dude, he got pucked in that game by Draymond early on.
Yeah.
Klay Thompson was in his grill. I mean, what a homecoming for Eric Gordon. It was rough for your boy out there. They were letting him shoot Jeff Green.
Well, that's what
was
you
no
should
factor.
do.
Austin Rivers was running around.
Yeah.
I thought Bones Highland looked good for them. Maybe they need to give him more run there. But
Campazzo might be back.
That scares me
because he's a hack. I mean, he's got the Dellavedova tendencies.
That scares me because let's get to Steph making his return after missing the final 12 regular season games. Steph, I thought he was unsure of himself. Early on, the handle was loose. I heard whispers in the scrimmage was that he was turning it over a lot, and you saw that early on in that game. He didn't even take a shot in the first quarter. Comes in the game with 5:58 left, doesn't even take a shot in the entire first quarter, and the shot was off in that first half. He ends up taking 7 FGAs in the second quarter. I just thought his start and stopping, when he initially got rid of the ball in the half court, I thought he just stayed there. He was stationary.
Not relocating.
Not relocating.
To. Okay.
Not relocating. I thought the lateral movement was a little off there. And yes, the foot is not 100%, but I was a little weary of how he was stopping and starting. And early on, it looked like he didn't trust his foot.
I mean, you're at the arena. You guys are all at the arena except me. I feel like I'm missing out here. I'm out on TV. It just looked like he looked a little off. I don't know. Yeah. I couldn't tell if he was. I mean, I didn't see a limp. I didn't see.
There's no limp.
No, but I didn't see him like you're talking about starting and stopping and all that. The conditioning, maybe just being, not accustomed to game speed. I don't know. It looked off, and that's the only way I can put it. It didn't look like vintage Steph Curry. But I've had this opinion, and people can disagree with me, and I'll listen to the argument. But I don't think for this team, this version of this team, to win a championship, I don't think I need nuclear 40-point every single night. Steph Curry has to carry the offensive burden by scoring. I don't think I need that version. I think his role needs to evolve. Am I saying that he's the number one player on the team? No, just get that out of your head. He's the dude. Everything revolves around him. What I'm saying is I actually liked when the second time he came into that game in the second quarter, felt like he was facilitating a little more and throwing off that double team and finding some of his open teammates. I want a more blended half-court game from Steph Curry. I don't think I need the offensive assault with points from him if JP's going off, if Clay's going off, if Wiggins can attack the way he attacked.
Well, the one thing about the Nuggets, what you notice with the Nuggets, is they still respect the heck out of Stephen Curry.
Of course.
They were not letting him breathe, which I think helps Jordan Poole and Klay Thompson. You look at their first halves, they were spectacular. The spacing that Steph Curry still provides.
Absolutely.
Even with the cranky left foot, with the sprained ligament and the bow bruise, I think that's going to be big for the Golden State Warriors. Does he need to go nuclear every night? No, probably not. But you're going to need Steph Curry to score.
Of course.
There's going to be games where he drops
20 plus. I'm not here to say, he can only score 12. No, that's not what I'm saying.
Some of the passes felt a little loose. They needed to tighten up.
He had a couple rainbow passes.
I think Steph Curry knew that in the second half, and he played a lot better, a lot tighter. And the minutes restriction, it's got to be tough. You're coming off the bench, you're playing at 6 minutes, the last 6 minutes at the end of each quarter. That's a little tough for you.
Well, B, I thought that was a metaphor for just Steph Curry as a whole. We talk so much about Duncan and Popovich. Duncan allows Popovich to coach him.
Yep.
How many guys who are as accomplished as Steph Curry are like, you know what? Whatever we need to do to win, I'll come off the bench. Like, if that's what's going to sync up my minutes, like, I don't think we could talk enough about him saying, you know what? I'll do what's best for my minutes and for the team and everything. I just don't know many. Like, would LeBron have done that?
Yeah, I don't know.
Would James Harden have done that?
I don't know.
I don't think Chris Paul would do that.
I don't know.
Maybe he wasn't the vintage Steph we're accustomed to. I'm not here to say he was. Just metaphorically, him understanding the situation and be willing to do that. No, I would like him to start, but
right, he'll start.
I thought that spoke volumes to the team trying to accomplish the bigger goal.
No, yeah, no doubt. I mean, he'll start. He will start. But I thought the biggest thing that we saw out of this is something we've been waiting for. What's the new Def lineup going to look like? What's the closing lineup going to look like? And we saw at the end of the first half, Steve Kerr finally deploy Andrew Wiggins, Draymond Green, Steph, Clay, and Poole.
It's perfect.
And that's when they went under 18-4 run into half.
Yes.
Sometimes your offense is your best defense.
Agreed.
And that offensive attack where you have Poole or Steph on the ball, and you have Klay Thompson roaming around, and you have Draymond Green barking and conducting, that lineup, unleashing that lineup on defenses, there's no answer. The Warriors are small. You may score on them early, but that lineup, man, I mean, pick your poison on that one.
I've been watching Jokic for the last 2 years pretty closely because I enjoy watching him. I've never seen him that tired.
Dude,
he was exhausted.
Well, one thing I noticed, too.
They attacked him on that pick and roll.
You mentioned his three-point shooting a little earlier. He was 0 for 4 Saturday. Jokic quietly has shot 21% from three since March 1st. Which tells me, now he's a 40% career three-point shooter in the playoffs.
Didn't know this.
But since March 1st, I was, doing a deep dive and I'm prepping for the game, and I'm like, oh my gosh, this guy's shooting 21% from three, which tells me, look, all the numbers he's putting up, Western Conference Player and above, he's probably going to win his second straight MVP, but he has literally carried that team. And those legs are a bit heavy.
For sure.
And getting them into all those actions, pick and roll, high ball screens, that's the best way to attack him.
And what's crazy, he had an off night for him, even though they contained him or whatever. Like, however you want to file that. And then Will Barton is going kind of crazy, and I'm going to myself, is he doing this to us too? Is he literally doing this because we dismissed the numbers? Like, Will Barton, Warrior Killer. Well, he's only averaged X amount of points. It just felt like every bucket he was going after, it was like he was doing it to us.
Yep. He was doing it. I mean, Will Barton's a nice player. They're going to need more
He's
from
a
him.
very nice
They
player.
need more from Monty Morris. I thought the Warriors did a really good job of shutting down the ancillary
Closing
pieces
out.
there and closing out. Jordan Poole, though, I mean, this lineup, last 4:23 of the first half, last 4 minutes and 23 seconds, Warriors went from down 1 to up 11.
Yeah, and it
flipped the entire game.
Exactly, and it felt like it was curtains from there. Now, you don't want to use that the whole game because I liked what Looney was doing against Jokic. I thought Looney was banging with Jokic. I mean, I really liked what I saw, and then they got Jokic in foul trouble, too. That's another element of what slows him down.
You had the Scott Foster and Ed Malloy show.
Ed Malloy.
Can I say this?
Ed Malloy.
Hey,
you know where I stand. I've been on Ed Malloy for 5 years.
So I get to the arena.
He's the worst.
I get to the arena, right? I go to the media center. I'm coming out. And Ed Malloy's walking by me. I'm with Whitley. And the refs,
a gallon of gel in his hair.
Oh, dude.
Ed Malloy!
I walked by Ed Malloy. I said, hey, man.
Thank you, Steve.
Let's have a good whistle today, huh? Let's have a good whistle, Ed. And he just kind of smirked.
I'm surprised he didn't tee you up.
Nah, I'm surprised, too. He just kept looking forward, had a little smirk. Okay. And he's actually kind of tall, too.
No, he's really tall.
He's really tall. But Scott Foster with the little T, throwing out DeMarcus Cousins. That was weak.
Yeah, but Boogie's got to, I hear you.
That was a weak ejection.
I agree.
And it was a weak foul.
But Boogie, know your role. You're like the 7th, 8th man.
Yeah, I mean,
come on,
get
man.
it.
You can't be jarring like that.
No, but Boogie didn't do enough to get ejected.
That's fair.
That was weak. That's
a reputation toss.
Right. That was just Scott Foster saying, Boogie, you're the last guy that's going to talk to me crazy.
Warriors are up a cajillion, and Draymond Green is fighting for a call at the end of the game, and the obligatory scream at Steve Kerr until he challenges it. I was like, this is a game. We have now challenged a Draymond Green foul.
That's what Draymond Green does. Yeah, I believe it did too. Draymond Green, look, he was dynamic in that game.
He looked great. great.
Dynamic, no doubt about that. 888-957-9570.
And the black looks good on him. Because he looks skinnier.
Edition?
Yeah.
Oh, that city. Those
jerseys, I think those should be their primary jerseys.
Those might be their best jerseys now.
No, those are hard.
Those are really hard.
Those are sick.
What's coming up on the game brought to you by BMW Fairfield. Dave Fleming at 8 o'clock. It's Scott Hastings, the voice of the Denver Nuggets, at 8:30. Flem up in Cleveland. Did you see how windy and cold it was yesterday?
30-something degrees.
Oh, my gosh. It was ugly, but the Giants get the sweep in Cleveland. How about Tyro Estrada? That's what's coming up on the Morning Roast, brought to you by BMW Fairfield, now open in the Fairfield Auto Mall. They provide a luxurious, all-encompassing experience to address all of your BMW needs. Visit BMWFairfield.com today to book your visit. That's BMWFairfield.com.
This is Ryan Horvath with BetQL, helping you